Hey you guys, today I want to talk to you a little bit about watermelon nutrition, and then I'm going to show you how to cut this guy up so you can see how easy it is to do at home if you don't normally buy a whole watermelon and cut it up yourself. So to start, watermelons are an awesome source of fluids, of course, of water. They're about 92% water. They also contain some potassium. So the fluids plus potassium, which is an electrolyte, are going to help you stay hydrated, which is especially important in the summertime when we got some hot days going on, right? Watermelons are also a good source of an amino acid called L-citrulline, which we're learning can help decrease muscle soreness after training, as well as help during training by increasing blood flow to muscles and throughout the body. Watermelons are also an awesome source of antioxidants. In particular, they have vitamin C, vitamin A, and lycopene, and all these antioxidants are going to help you recover from training, fight off free radicals, and just stay overall healthy. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead into cutting this guy up. So here I have a ripe watermelon, which I know is ripe because it's pretty heavy for its size, and if you tap on it, it sounds kind of hollow. So those are two things that you can look for when you're picking out a ripe watermelon at the store. So to start cutting your watermelon up, what I'm going to do is cut off the end first. So go ahead, take your knife, and just slice off the end. Okay, we're going to get rid of this guy, and I'm only going to cut up half of this watermelon right now, just because it'd be a lot to cut up and keep in my fridge if I did the whole thing. So I'm going to take it and we're going to cut it kind of across the belly. So this is a really large watermelon and my knife is not that big, so if you had a bigger knife this might be easier for you, but regardless we're just going to make a couple of cuts into the center to cut it in half. So go ahead, stick your knife right in there and just kind of slice down. I'm going to rotate it and then slice again, cutting to the center. And you can see we have this line coming around, and just keep doing that until it basically just snaps in half. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and work with this half where I cut the end off, and then I'm going to save this half for later. So there's two different ways you can do that. You can either take like a plastic wrap or saran wrap and put it over the top of this cut end, or you can put it on a plate. So if you have a plate that's big enough, go ahead and take your watermelon and put it cut side down on that plate, and this is just a really easy way to store it right in the fridge. Okay, so now we have our watermelon half, and we're going to go ahead and put it down on the cutting board on this big cut flat surface. Okay, next we're going to take it and we're going to cut kind of around, following the curve of the watermelon to get rid of the pith or the rind on the outside. So go ahead and just cut like this. And we're just going to cut in little strips. Might be a little hard to get started just because you're cutting into a pretty thick rind here. And we just want to cut it until you can start to see the pink part. So I'm just going to keep slicing, just like that. We want to try to not cut off too much of the red part, of course. We want to save that because we want to eat that part. Okay, and I'm just following the curve of the watermelon. We're cutting all the way down, cutting basically all that white part off, just all the way around it. And by buying a whole watermelon and cutting it up yourself, you save so much money. You can buy like 3 slices of watermelon for a couple of dollars in the store, but you can buy a whole watermelon for basically the same price. So it's really cost effective if you can just cut it up yourself. Okay, this is looking pretty good. We got most of the white parts off of the watermelon. So now we're going to go ahead and cut it up into cubes. So lots of different ways to do this, but I like to just go ahead and start making some thick slices through the watermelon. Okay, now we have our slices. I'm going to work with one at a time. So take your slice, cut it into thick strips again, and then go ahead and cut back, and we have a nice dice for the watermelon. And you can even go ahead and stack 2 pieces together, of course. Make some thick slices through there, and then go ahead the other direction and cut it again into cubes. Just like that. Okay, here we have all of our watermelon cubes. That was pretty easy to cut up, right? I love to cut up a bunch of watermelon and have it ready to go in the fridge. It's such a nice, refreshing snack in the summertime. I love coming in from training outside. It's really hot out, and you just get this really cool and refreshing, hydrating watermelon with some of those antioxidants and stuff, which will help you recover from training. So you can also put it into a smoothie, blend it into a smoothie. You can toss it into a salad, or you can even take these big slices and you can grill them. So that's really awesome as well. I hope this little tip helped you, and you can go ahead and enjoy some delicious watermelon yourself this summer.